Well, hello there, everyone. It's great to be back on Your TV to provide a brief update for the city of Belleville as we deal with these COVID-19 times. I want to first start off by saying a very big thank you to Your TV and all the staff. I know there's not a lot of opportunities for their volunteers because they really run on volunteers. With COVID restrictions in place, we've had to do a lot of things remotely, like this here. But Your TV is really a great community partner. They share so much information in our community. I want to commend them for continuing to work through the COVID pandemic like so many other people in Belleville, but it's a great chance for us to share information and all the other informative programs as well. So this is the week of January the 18th, and a lot of things will change as we go out through this week, but we are now through our first full week of these additional provincial restrictions. We had not just a second provincial state of emergency declaration, but also what we call the shutdown period, where we've restricted the numbers of businesses that can be open, how we can move around our community, what services we can get. And there is a request from the province, or there is strong advice, direction that we should be staying at home. So there is a stay at home directive for all of Ontario. And what that's designed to do is to prevent the COVID-19 virus, which has spread. We've seen a number of days with case counts in Ontario of over 3,000. And while certainly in our region, we continue to perform really, really well, there are parts of Ontario that their hospitals are now overwhelmed. They have many people in their emergency rooms. As you know, in Ontario, our emergency rooms were busy before COVID. But with the extra strain of COVID is causing some real problems. They are already starting now to institute protocols for what they can do if they have more sick people than their ability to assist them or to help them. And it's not somewhere that we want to be. So as a result, the province has brought these additional regulations, and we should stay home for the next few weeks. This is a little bit different than we had the spring, the last time we had the stay-at-home order. So there's many more things that we can do. You may recall in the springtime, we weren't allowed to use our public parks, our playgrounds, our toboggan hills, or you weren't allowed to do anything on a municipal property. Well, this time we are allowed. So everything that is open during winter operations normally, we're continuing to allow them. We're just asking people to be careful. Some cities have closed their outdoor municipal facilities, but we have chosen to keep them open, and we're keeping them open because people have been cooperating. So what I would ask you to do is just, again, if you're out and you see some friends and you're going to be socially distanced, wear a mask if you can't socially distance, even outdoors. But don't gather in more than 5 people that are not part of your household. Make sure that you respect everybody, give them space so that they don't get anxious or concerned. And it's a good thing to do, to go outside and get exercise. It's good for your body, and it's also really good for your mind. So I would recommend those things, and I would ask us to remember that that's a lot different than it was in the spring. So certainly things are better. Essential services remain open, so you can continue to shop for groceries and go to the drugstore and get food from restaurants in the city. And many businesses that are not able to be open for that are open for what's called curbside service. So if you need to buy some clothing, or if you need to buy some materials from the hardware store, or anything else you may need to do, you can certainly contact those stores by telephone or their online platforms. Order, they will help bring it out and drop it off with you in a safe way, and we encourage everyone to do that. This week at Belleville City Council, there will be a special council meeting to hear recommendations, or a recommendation from an ad hoc committee that was established to consider applications for the vacant council seat that we have since the death of Councillor Pat Culhane in the fall. And I don't know what council will do, but that report was was put together. 20 people applied for the vacancy, and the committee had a difficult time going through and making a recommendation. At the end of the day, this is only a council decision. It is not anything that we've given anyone else, but we had just wanted to see some a process of making a recommendation and ranking them. So I look forward to meeting with my colleagues this week on Wednesday as we have a Zoom council meeting to electronic one to consider the recommendations and how we move forward. I can tell you that we have until January the 22nd to fill that vacancy. Otherwise, we will be in contravention of the Municipal Act, which is the provincial law that regulates the activities of council, of city councils and cities. And certainly that's not something that I want to see. So we will see how that meeting goes this week. And then we will have a regular council meeting. The next one will be next week on the 25th of January. And so that's about all that I want to sort of update everybody on today. I know for many, and I said this before, it's a disappointing time that we have to continue to be separated from our family, our loved ones, our friends, and that our work is really disrupted as well. We're not doing it the way that we have been used to and that we want to go back to. But many businesses continue. Our manufacturers are continuing strongly, and we will get through this by getting through together. A piece of good news that I wanted to leave on is that the COVID-19 vaccine, so this one is the Pfizer produced vaccine, has been distributed in our city already. On Sunday last week, the health unit was at the Westgate retirement residence, and they vaccinated 69 people already with the first dose of that Pfizer vaccine. So it is in our community. We are getting it into people's arms, as they say, and that is really good news and something for us to look forward to. So over the coming weeks and months, there will be more vaccines that will be available to deal with first all of our long-term care homes, and then all of our long-term care employees, and then all of our hospital employees. And then we will be getting out to different parts of the population. And so until then, we got to be careful and we've got to stay safe. To do all those things that we know we need to do, wash our hands frequently, wear a mask indoors, and when you can, socially distance, and at all times try to keep yourself about 6 feet away from others that you are not cohabitating with. So that's good news in terms of the vaccine rollout here in our community. And I certainly want to thank our MPPs, Todd Smith and Daryl Cramp, along with Dr. Oglaza and the team at the health unit, for their work in making sure that we could administer that vaccine locally and that our residents don't have to leave and go to another city in terms of getting it. So with that, I will say goodbye, and I'll look forward to getting together again with you next week. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, any concerns, you can always contact me through my office at City Hall. And on the City of Belleville website, there is contact information for all of your city councilors. And I invite you to contact them as well. They would love to hear from you. All the best. See you next week.